Welcome back to episode 281 of the Bad Taste Video of the Bad Taste Video Podcast. I'm Mike. I'm here with my hellish homeboy, Mr. Grizz. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that I could use Lamia with. That would have been nice. My Lamia Mamia, Mr. Grizz. Dude,
sexy.
I gotta say, man, I haven't been this excited to talk about a movie in a while, and it just so happens to be like an a way newer movie than we usually do. 2009, pretty. It's funny. Before we get in, I'll play the intro, all that shit, but I'm like, man, this is like a new movie. This has to be within the last 10 years, and I see it's fucking 2009. Oh,
you think about how long ago 2009 was? It fucking hurts.
Dude, that's it, man. We're getting old. As you can see, I'm not the spry young gentleman anymore. But let's hit that intro and we could start getting into whatever the fuck we want. But, we gotta let it roll, baby. So let's do it and let's get dragged to hell. Maybe?
I think that's the way to go, yeah.
Nos vamos a encontrar nuevamente. Así.
So what are the odds that we're gonna get knocked off today? Pretty good.
Okay, for what I was already just worried about it as we were rolling that. I was like, So okay, honestly, we if you were here for Blade, a blip in the moment. They took us down. We got right back on. If it happens today, hang out. We'll probably be back up, but we're hoping for the best. I went with a little bit of a shorter clip today. Hopefully, it gets the point across that we're not doing any harm. We're just having a little bit of fun reviewing these movies. Is what we do. If
you see me looking down as I'm playing a clip, it's me monitoring to see if we're still online. I have it on my phone going here.
He's not checking his eBay VHS auctions or anything like that.
No. I'm just making sure we're still rolling. Yeah, last time it was something like, oh, you were streaming copyrighted material, even though, it was fair use, whatever. Because the video wasn't taken down. We weren't asked to remove it at that point. But they stopped our stream for 30 seconds or so, 45 seconds to a minute, but we came right back on. So don't worry about it. You people listening at home, if we get stopped, guess what? We're just going to keep recording, keep rolling, and it's going to be like nothing ever happened except us sounding very nervous for a few seconds. So Grizz, before we get into the movie, I just got to say that my journey back into Magic the Gathering has been...
Shit, dude, I've been spaced on this completely. Tell me what's up, man.
All right, so it's been super overwhelming. I've been buying fucking stuff. I've been building my collection back so I can start building my commander deck and stuff, because that's what everybody plays now. It's not like how it used to be. It's not a 60 card deck anymore. It's 100 cards. You can only have one of each besides lands and shit like that. Damn, dude, there's a lot that's changed.
Overwhelming?
No. I love shit like this. I love reading fucking rules. I love reading manuals. That's my shit. One thing that I saw that was really funny though, what a difference between when I used to play to now. I'm seeing videos of people being like, oh, am I an asshole for doing this? Am I an asshole for doing that? Am I not supposed to destroy all lands and creatures, throw the Wrath of God down,
so
mid game? Is that against etiquette? Yeah. And all I could think
Oh,
of
I
is
don't
like
like that.
as a
No.
kid playing somebody that was way older than me, basically berating me the whole time, just like destroying me, and thinking like, oh, I guess this is like how it is. Like that's the only way to get better. But now apparently you have to like not even play by the rules. You got to like play like a gentleman's game or something. So it's going to be very interesting.
I'm out.
It's going to be very interesting when I start going to these fucking places to play people that I don't know. Because,
dude, like you have like aspirations of being like, I'm going to go legit like play strangers with some fucking magic.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck
Good
yeah.
on you, dude.
Yeah.
I like that this is just like a rebirth fucking hobby from the past that you're like, you know what, that shit was dope. I'm gonna fucking reinvest some time. Like, you know, the child in you is fucking happy right now, my friend.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of like wrestling cards. Like that was a big thing that I like. A lot of Japanese wrestling cards and shit, like the early stuff of wrestlers that became famous or infamous in America. But something about Magic cards, being able to like fucking use them in the game. And it's also like kind of collectible. Like to me, it's cool. It's cool to me that like it's gone for so long and like still is like pretty strong. They're still putting shit out. People still play. Yeah. Like it was popular when I was a kid, but not like that popular. It wasn't like Pokemon or something like that. Maybe because it was a slightly older, I guess.
Well, like at our age group, like we were, you know, preteens when it first hit the actual scene. Like, what was it, 96, 97?
No, right? It was like 90, I think 94, 95.
Oh, a little bit earlier than that. So yeah, even still, like, you know, so we were really at like the infancy of it. Like I remember like, you know, first seeing my first deck and stuff that my uncle got me because he thought the artwork was cool. I had to be like, you know, 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
So like at that point, it's still just like no one knew what the fuck it was. If you had a deck, you're not even gonna like. It was really just about having these cool fucking artwork.
Yeah, it was all horror shit and stuff.
I didn't know anybody else that had a deck at the school that I went to. So it was just like, we ain't playing this fucking game, dude. Like,
yeah, you know what it was? One of my friend's older brothers played, and of course, like when you see somebody that's older and like he was like fucking, you know, a metalhead dude and all that shit, you guys want to do the same exact stuff as him.
That's why I smoke weed, dude.
So we started playing, and like there was a whole group of us. Then once we started playing, like other people started getting into it. It was fucking weird. Then eventually, like they're like, "All right, you guys can't play anymore." Like it's, you know, people are getting into tussles and all that shit, destroying stuff. Not like that anymore, I guess.
I mean, my hat's off to you. Good luck with the etiquette aspect of it. You know,
I play to win, man.
I know you're a beast, so I know that's going to be a challenge. So,
it's going to be great.
Honestly, dude, I want you to go into it and just become like the ultimate magic heel. Just like everybody fucking hates this dude, and he just is just a dick to people when he plays. Like,
walk
go
in
there with the fucking mortician glasses on.
I was going to say, you walk in with the mortician glasses on, the spaghetti string tank top, like the Zubaz pants, and a fanny pack. Be like, let's do it.
Lay it down, dude. Let's fucking roll.
Just all that. I got to look up like what people fucking absolutely hate, and I'm going to do all that shit. Yeah. Not even trying to win.
Deck on that, dude.
Yeah, not even try to win. Just make other people have a bad time. But the opposite of a bad time is this week's movie, and that's Drag Me to Hell from 2009, a Sam Raimi film. You would know him from Grizz?
Dude, Evil fucking Dead, baby.
The Evil
one
fucking
of the
Dead.
Greatest horror movies of all time. The horror trilogy of all fucking time. I love every single one of them goddamn movies. And if you don't like Army of Darkness, fuck you.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is fucking awesome. I love that one. But this movie has tastes of Evil Dead in it. Dare I say, dare I say references almost? Well, there are direct references, but like there are other things where it feels very Evil Dead. Like, I don't know if it's just Sam Raimi's style of movie making, or it was like a deliberate thing to, you know, give a little nod to like people that were fans of his back in the day and all that shit.
Okay, so I felt like, you know, because when this movie came out, 2009, the entire horror scene was completely different at that time. You know, nothing really like Drag Me to Hell was coming out, where it really did, you know, pull back to those like classic dark comedy gags a little bit. But that's really what, you know, Raimi was known for. And I felt like this was a love letter to his fans of being like, hey, I know I'm doing fucking Spider-Man and all this bullshit, but like, your boy still got it. I could come in here. I could put a fucking horror movie that you guys are gonna love. It's gonna have all the same vibes that I've known for, and he does it to a T here. I've heard people, say how they don't like this movie, that they thought it was just like, the same gags over. Like, nah, like this is Sam Raimi horror, in my opinion. This is like, I felt like he dialed it in almost. To me, this is one of his best fucking movies, like, of all time.
I absolutely love this movie. I loved it when it came out. I saw it in theaters. I thought it was awesome then. I thought it was awesome watching it for this thing. I watched it 3 times again, like I always do. Doesn't get boring. Justin Long. I think I realized that he's possible. I was just going to say, I think I realized he's possibly one of my favorite actors ever.
Absolutely.
Like,
dude, anything that motherfucker has been in. Have you seen the Sasquatch Gang?
No. What is that?
Oh my dude. Do yourself a favor this week and check that fucking movie out.
Old or new?
He plays like, it's old. It's like probably the same time period as this, honestly, like around it.
The Sasquatch Gang.
Dude, he plays this like dude with the mullet, like white trash fucking like, dude, it's amazing. It's like a super like indie fucking movie and shit, but I can't say enough good things about it. Dude, anything he's in. He was in like that Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh my God.
As the fucking the gay porn star at the high school reunion.
He's like super nice and everything. Like,
amazing.
And Jeepers Creepers. You can't forget that one. That's like Dodgeball. Can't forget that one.
Is amazing. Dodgeball is fucking great.
I know you hate Vince Vaughn, but the movie is.
I do hate Vince Vaughn with a fucking passion. So I'm letting you slide on Dodgeball.
Ben Stiller,
I watched it. It was funny.
Ben Stiller keeps that afloat for you, right? That's it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Vince Vaughn, by the way.
But Drag Me to Hell really is like a throwback to 80s / early 90s horror. Has that like taste of Thinner, like a Stephen King type thing.
Oh yeah.
Where like nobody's really that great in the movie. It's kind of where like that's kind of real. You know what I mean? Where like nobody's perfect, and like that's how it is in this.
So you say that, but I feel like the most tragic character in this movie, who does nothing wrong in my opinion, is Justin Long. His character is just this like tragic motherfucker who's like in love with this girl that his parents don't like because they don't think she's good enough for him and shit, and like dude, he's just like doesn't care. He's so like giving throughout this whole thing, just to have that downer fucking ending, bro. I'm just like, what a fucking guy. Like, it makes me like him even more at the end of this movie.
Yeah, but like, we have our main characters. Justin Long obviously is the husband of what's her name, Christine, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, are they married? No, they're just dating. He's gonna propose or some shit. He's gonna propose, right?
Oh yeah, he is gonna propose. Yeah.
So they're dating. They're extremely believable. But like she's like kind of a good person, but then she like kind of lets that shit. You know what? I'm like going off. Grizz, give me a short synopsis of this movie.
Man. I'm gonna go off too, I bet. But all right. So like a lone director or lone operator at a bank is set out to fucking break the bad news to just happens to be a gypsy woman who, after telling her no to a loan, puts a curse on her, and try what she may, man, at the end the fucking curse still gets her. So it seems very simple, but like just the characters in the movie are so strong, and this gypsy fucking like, dude, that is such a great horror character that I don't think I could like. Has that ever been done like to this extent before?
Thinner.
I mean, Thinner, yeah, okay, just because it has like the same, but like I feel like this is taken to like, I mean, I guess it's just because it's a Raimi movie, like it's taken to that point.
This is basically Thinner, same shit. Fucking person does does the gypsy wrong, gypsy curses them. Then they have to like pass on the curse to somebody else, or else they get got.
Like, did they just like, hey, let's make a crazier Thinner? Like, what's that?
Who cares, man?
Fucking,
that's how good movies are made.
It is spot on to that, yeah.
That's how you make fucking good shit. And what's up, Brendan Timmons? And what's up, Alan Cantation? Thank you for coming to the
Blasco.
chat.
I resisted watching this one, dude. Oh, dude. I'm sure after you watched it, you probably kicked yourself in the ass a little bit because you're like, I was missing out on a fucking banger, man, for sure.
And Kiryu Gore, as per usual, what's up, my dude? Fucking Dead with My Friends podcast. What's going on?
Glad to have you back, too. Glad you're feeling better, brother.
Yes, yes. So, Grizz, what do you think about the whole like Lamia thing, where this is like the demon that is gonna take Christine to hell? We see the Lamia take a boy. Actually, we saw in the intro. That was that scene, which is an awesome scene. Like the person getting sucked into just. Too. Yeah. Like it sets the tone of the movie. Like it's a little boy basically getting dragged to hell. So what do you think about
theaters and being like, holy fuck. Like, yeah, we're in for it, dude. This is going to be great right off the jump.
So what do you think about the whole like Lamia thing? Like it's able to possess people. That's how it fits into our possession month. We will see that later on in a clip.
It also has like, it has poltergeist abilities and stuff. It's a demon. So like really it just kind of encompasses, all of this realm that we're talking about now. I personally loved this the setup because this allowed for such a great build-in suspense. We have like the what's our like fortune teller guy? Can't remember his name now.
Ram Dass.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite characters in this movie. He's phenomenal. There's just something about like his energy is just so spot on for what that character should be that it just like works so well. But yeah, man, like this, the buildup of like this whole, okay, he tells her you got 3 days of basically torment from this demon. It's going to be 3 days of him coming and just mocking you, fucking with you and all this stuff.
Yep.
And after the third day,
that's it.
Fucking takes you to hell. That's pretty much the end of the story. But it's also cool because he also introduces these different concepts of like, well, you could sacrifice an animal. It's been done in the past. And like, he tries to give her all these different ways out of this situation. I think without that character in this movie, it's not as strong, man. The scenes with him are phenomenal in my opinion.
Yeah. And like the actual gypsy, Miss Ganush,
yes.
Like what a wild character. So basically the whole thing kicks off when she is denied a third extension to her mortgage, where Justin Long makes a really good point where he says, that's just how it is. You don't pay your mortgage, you lose your house. It's like,
your house. It's not your fault. But she's also going for a VP position here at the bank, and she's competing with this douchebag Stu, who, man, he's a fucking dude you could just hate. There's something about him there. He's just a cocksucker.
Punchable.
But like, but fucking, so she has this pressure on from her boss of being like, well, look, I'm going to leave it up to you, but in my opinion, like, this can't happen. Like, we got to fucking. Clear this.
We make money.
Out.
Yeah, we make money on this shit.
Exactly. This is
sizable return. But this is the scene where she's basically begging Christine to give her the loan and all that shit, to please give the extension, and Christine says no. But unfortunately for Christine,
begging her. Oh, she begged.
Unfortunately, things get a little bit out of hand.
I beg you. And you shame me.
I think your business is finished here, ma'am. Let's go.
She's got like one fucked up eye.
What a great character, dude.
And she's like, wait. Yeah, she goes fucking dead-eyed on her. That's like another common...
I like that. It's just like a glimpse of things to come, Like you can see the intensity in this woman now already. You're like, something's going on here.
Yeah, that's like another common like thing. You see her, like Miss Ganush, whatever, Ganush. You see her in like basically Deadite form for most of the movie, right? She's like demonic looking, doing all sorts of shit that would happen in an Evil Dead film. It's actually fucking awesome, man. I really like that they didn't really like hold back. Like, yeah, obviously like there's a nod or whatever, but it works in this movie, that type of demonic presence or whatnot.
Yeah, and like, there's nods to like, Evil Dead, but I don't think it like harkens right back to being like, oh, this is Evil Dead, where this like everything in this movie feels of this movie. It doesn't feel like it's like pulling something that's out of place to just fit it into this universe. It feels very much like, yeah, but this is just the style of, Raimi's horror, but it doesn't feel like it's just stolen from Evil Dead 2 or something like that.
Yeah, and like it doesn't visually look like it. Like when
that's
she
a
gets
big
when she gets attacked in the garage, I have the clip here when she gets like bitten, quote unquote. It's like a very like greenish hue to it, like something you don't really see in like those Evil Dead movies. It's pretty. It gives it like a. It gives this movie like a. Well, this movie has like an odd, not odd, but like a very earth tony color palette to it, right? Like it's almost
Grounded
like
that way though. It feels so like visceral and real to me because of the color palette of
it's
it.
like dull, right?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's got like a dullness to it. But this is a pretty good scene where she gets attacked in the parking garage after work by Miss Ganush. And you see,
oh, dude.
you see that there's like actual supernatural shit going on, right?
And she's like waiting for her in the car. You know, that's
Yeah,
the
in the
coolest
car.
part of this thing. This
Yeah.
is so gross, dude. Just gumming her.
Yeah. Oh. She's just like gooing out of the mouth also. Disgusting.
Lots of goo in this movie, I will say that.
Yeah. I like how even her dentures are fucking disgusting. But Christine stabs her in the mouth
Oh yeah.
with like a ruler and she just fucking coughs it up like a hairball. Shoots it, breaks the fucking
So
glass.
great.
Yeah, like, so you see now that she's not just some crazy woman. Like, there is some supernatural power to her. And I feel like it, like, ramps up as the movie goes on. Like, the more crazy shit starts happening and more, like, unrealistic stuff, you know, like, extremely supernatural compared to just, you know, what we just saw.
And like that scene right there, it just kind of gives us like this like helping of like there's gonna be a lot of gross mouth shit in this movie. I think that was like the first one where it's like it just kind of gives you like that's a warm up for all the nastiness that there's just something about like inherently gross about like a really old person's mouth where you're like, oh no, like it's like the same as like a toddler. I just don't like toddlers because they're like covered in like boogers and they look sticky and shit. So like
Yeah, not for
there's like
you.
a level of grossness to like both age categories. You're
I
like, dude,
gotcha.
I don't want to be near that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that. But there is a lot of stuff like that, which is very Sam Raimi like. There's the scene where she pukes on her, right? Like that's a very Evil Dead type scene.
It's in the dream where we have here where like she and that's the kind of thing that's happening. So at the end of that garage scene, she pulls a button off of her jacket and like does this fucking
Curses
like
her.
you know incantation into the fucking button, curses her, gives it back to her, and she's like, what the fuck, all this for the fucking button. But we start seeing this is when like her the oppression from this demon starts happening to her, and she keeps getting like visited by like images of the fucking gypsy woman and stuff, which I think is a great
she's
addition. And it even like haunts her in
haunting
her
her.
dreams, as we'll see here.
So this is actually pretty fucking disgusting. So she wakes up and the gypsy woman's in the bed with her, trying to bite her again. But what's worse than getting bitten by an undead gypsy? Having bugs puked on your face and in your mouth. Absolutely disgusting. If I woke up from
my
that,
God.
I would just projectile vomit all over the bed.
Gross, dude.
That is an absolutely fucking disgusting scene, and it looks like she actually did it. It looks like they just
Yeah.
like poured bugs in her mouth.
From what I read, dude, like it's she did a lot of her own stunts in this movie, like all that kind of stuff. The embalming fluid, the fucking bugs. She did it. Not that it was like real embalming fluid, but like
Yeah.
you know, it's still.
Dude, how do you recover from having the bugs in your mouth? Like, how do you fucking
dude,
do
that'd
that,
be-
man?
I don't know if you could pay me enough. I mean, you could pay me enough, but it would be.
There are other scenes though where she's basically attacked by the spirit of the woman, right? You don't even. It kind of just looks like a Nightmare on Elm Street type deal.
Well, that also starts happening after she's realizing shit's going wrong. Like she's like, something's going on. This fucking ever since I met this woman, things are fucked up. Let me try to find her. I'll try to make the things right with the bank and shit. And she goes to the house that she has listed at the bank, and she realizes that she's
Oh,
at the
shit.
funeral
Yeah, she's
for
dead.
the older woman.
She's
There is no
fucked.
making it right. And her sexy gypsy daughter's there, and she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do now?" And I'm like, "Ah, what I would do." But then at the same time, I'm like, I feel so fucking bad because what do you do in this situation? You can't make it right. It's fucking over, and you
Yeah.
don't know what is going on because you got this fucking stupid button that she blew in the air too, and now you're fucked, man.
Well, now she can't take it off There's nothing they can do about it.
Saying. You're fucked at this point.
Yeah, they got to give it to somebody else. But there's a scene where she's attacked by like the spirit, and it's pretty cool because she gets fucking thrown around the room. And like I said, it's like Nightmare on Elm Street, but more, I don't know, in the daytime. Well, you see, like this is like her mind is starting to kind of go at this point. She's starting to go a little crazy. So that was like a bat creature, or is that the old lady?
That demon of the old lady or something.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. But she's being held by her feet and being like spun around the ceiling. I would have thrown up already. Thrown into a giant cabinet slash like wardrobe. Dude, if you got thrown into a wardrobe like that, your ass would be in the fucking hospital. Like,
yeah, dude, you got slammed.
Yeah, you ain't just fucking, getting up from that. But it shows that this actual demon or whatnot is pretty fucking powerful, that it can make you basically hallucinate this shit. Like make you like micro sleep and just dream that you're getting the shit beat out of you, right?
Yeah, because a lot of these things that happen aren't obviously like she'll snap out of it and she'll be just standing there, everything's normal, and she's like, what the fuck? It is almost like you said, these micro dreams, these like terrors that are just like so over the top. And like, but there are also things that are going on in like outside of those dreams. Like she's in her house and like she hears the footsteps and like she sees the fucking the goat hooves under the door and stuff like that. I thought that was an excellent touch, man. Being able to like see this demon without actually seeing him was like this suspense building thing throughout the movie as well.
Just knowing that it's there, right? Yeah. Like that it's always there.
You didn't need to see it to be like kind of freaked out by it. Its presence alone and the things that were happening because of it were enough to like build the terror and suspense in this movie.
Yeah, because when she goes and meets his parents and they have like a Beetlejuice type scene going on, the Lamia is making her hallucinate and basically see like creatures emerging from her cake.
This is pretty Peter Jackson, right? Like that's kind of the vibe I got from this for sure.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty gross scene. A lot of goo. This is a goo-filled movie, like you said before.
That's a good one.
But this is awesome. So she's sitting at this dinner table trying to eat this what looks like some sort of pound cake, and what appears out of this slice of cake but a fucking eyeball. What would you do, man, if you saw that fucking eyeball?
Exactly what she did.
Yeah, stab it, and then like of course like shit goo comes out. It's bleeding and stuff with pus.
Dude, so what I loved about that scene, if you caught it for the split second that it happens, when she goes to stab it with the fork that you actually see in that scene is fucking huge. It's like an extra large fork that she stabs it with, but it gives it that like intense like perspective of this giant fucking thing coming down on it. But it's like it's so funny to see it if you just watch it again. So
it does kind of look a little odd. Now that you said it, like that does look a little strange, but the cake itself looks fucking cool. Looks like the eye of the Necronomicon. Just looking at her,
it does look like that.
What would like I don't know, man. Like you ever have an experience like that where you hallucinate at the kitchen table with your girlfriend's fucking parents? It never happened yet.
I do. So I had to be like early 20s at this point.
Oh shit, you do have a story. Damn.
I do, yeah. And like me and my ex at the time, well, she was with me at the time, but I don't work with her anymore. We were like up all night the night before Thanksgiving because it was like the biggest party night.
Yeah,
right?
that's when everybody used to go out.
So we took some paper style hallucinogenics, so to say, way too much of them, mind you, to the point that at Thanksgiving the next afternoon with my family, both of us were like sitting there not eating anything because we were tripping balls so hard still. We were like, all the food freaked us out. We were both like, oh no. We're full already. We had food elsewhere, but dude, it was so hard to keep my fucking composure because my entire family's there, like everybody, and I'm just like, this is the worst fucking experience of my life.
They all knew. They all fucking knew, man.
Oh yeah, like our eyes are fucking saucers, like
yeah,
walking in and shit.
You look like
dude.
Mr. Burns when he's walking around, like, and they think he's the alien.
You love.
Yeah.
Hugging everybody.
But
What a night that was. Fuck.
but this movie starts like really ramping up when she realizes that like she's pretty fucked. So she contacts our medium again, this dude, and who does he know but the woman from the beginning of the film that lost the little boy, and she is willing to fight the Lamia again as long as you cough up some fucking cash, which is kind of fucking strange, right? Like,
and it's kind of this ongoing thing too, where the Justin Long character loves this chick, but he also doesn't necessarily believe in like what's going on with her with like this curse situation. He reluctantly finally pays the other fortune teller to see what he can see and stuff like that after he like tried to convince her that it was all bullshit. And
this
in the
guy's
long
legit,
run,
though. He's legit.
yeah, well, he was 100% legit, and like they realized, like she realized it pretty quick. He still was like, I don't believe in any of this shit. But once he finds out that like she needs like this huge amount of money to pay this woman to do this, she goes and pawns all of her shit, doesn't come anywhere near it. He does the right thing still and steps up. I mean, he's a doctor. He can fucking afford it, right? He comes in and he just like pays for it. And is like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't believe in it. I know you do. That's good enough for me.
I'm going to help you
Paid
out.
for it. Let's fucking step in. Let's fucking try to do this and shit, which is a good thing. But like, just another reason why, like, man, this Justin Long's character is so like, it's so empathetic, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I feel so bad for you in the long
he
run,
gets the shaft at the end. At least he doesn't end up getting it. But something that I thought was really cool, that when they were having the seance to try to finally confront the Lamia, they have like an idea, or I guess this is how it's done. They have a goat tied to the table, and when the Lamia finally comes to possess the woman, she puts her hand on the goat. Well, her hand is placed on the goat, and it transfers into the goat. Now, this Lamia is fucking it's hilarious in goat form, right?
Yeah, I love it in goat form.
But
I want a
this
whole
is
movie of just this goat, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
but this is pretty much where the rest of the movie goes south. Not meaning that it gets bad, but it gets bad for Christine.
I could tell, but
So Christine places her hand on the goat. The Lamia gets
she looks
transferred.
great too.
Yeah,
You black-hearted
that's a goat. This dude goes to kill. This dude goes to kill the goat. Instead, he lets it loose, and the goat bites him, which in turn transfers the Lamia into him.
Okay, so first of all, like the whole seance scene right there is incredible. Before what we just saw there, they're like doing this, like, we invite the dead into our soul chant, and like you see the room fill up with all these different spirits of like that weren't what they were obviously they're looking for the demon, but these are just like what did the guy say, that like sometimes like people with unfinished business hang
they
out
linger
by
near the
gates or some
door.
shit.
Yeah, they linger.
door,
Yeah.
And that was just cool to see this whole room of like different fucking ghosts, like that crazy screaming woman and shit. So it's a good build up, and then like finally the demon possesses her. And before what we just saw there, like the old like woman there, her as the Lamia is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like her entire like demeanor changed, her the prosthetics they put on her and shit.
The eyes and everything. She's got like sharp
so
teeth and
fucking
shit,
good,
right?
dude. Yeah, it looked amazing.
Yeah, and I really do like the fact that like it transfers through touch or whatnot, and once it gets transferred into her assistant, I guess you could say, there's a really cool thing, and this is extremely Evil Dead. This looks like shit that actually has
This
happened.
is my favorite scene of the movie by far. There's something about this that's evil as fuck.
So he's possessed, he's floating, he's gonna kill them all.
This part is amazing.
Like you hear that
Just
music
like to
playing?
show that he's just toying with them, and like
Yeah,
this
he's
dude's body's like
dancing.
a fucking puppet, dude. It's so good.
He kicks the oil lamp over, lights the fire.
It looks just like so fucking evil, right? It looks so
Yeah.
good, man.
His like possessed face is awesome, just fucking overpowering
Gnarled
everybody.
up. Yeah.
Eventually they get it to leave, but unfortunately, that didn't actually kill Lamia. It didn't stop anything. It just
just
banished
banished
it
him out of
from
the room.
from the room. And like the dude is like the medium. He's pretty cool and he's pretty cold. Where he's like, yeah, we learned a lesson today that this didn't do shit.
It's unpredictable, you know.
Yeah, you're dealing with stuff that's like ancient beings and all this stuff. And, what do they always say in the movies? Well, it worked in the movie. So you're saying the movie lied? It's like, a lot of that shit is just made up for stories and all that stuff. If it ever actually happened to you, you'd have no clue what was fucking real or like what would work and what doesn't work and all that. Maybe if they killed the goat, it would have fucking worked out for them. Who knows, man?
Who knows?
I doubt it.
And I love it too because there's like not that I love what happens in the scene because she ends up like sacrificing her kitten to try to like appease
we're not gonna play that one.
No, we're not to appease the demon. But I do love the callback to that where when our man there who was just dancing like a puppet is like fully possessed, he like goes up to her and he's like, I don't want your fucking cat, and then pukes the dead cat out. I was like, bro, that's fucking awesome.
Well,
I like that shit.
There's another callback to the cat too when Justin Long's like, we had a cat. Something happened to the cat? What are you talking about?
What the fuck happened to the cat?
Yeah. They keep bringing up that shit. But she does find out that she can transfer the curse to somebody else. And they unfortunately will be taken in her place. So she thinks of the dude at work that screwed her over, but she doesn't have the heart to do it.
So, I mean, do you tell the twist now to build up to the end, or would you just save the fucking the envelope twist?
Well, we're gonna say that. So she is told that she could actually give it back to Miss Ganush, like her fucking corpse. It has to be a formal gift. So like a fucking wild woman, she goes out into the stormy night into the cemetery, and she gets the job done. She like shoves the fucking the shovel in her mouth, like busts the mouth open, and just shoves it in.
Do hereby make a formal gift of this button to you, Sylvia Ganush! Choke on it, bitch!
Yeah, and then she like just kicks it. When she kicks the mouth shut there, it's like you just see, like, ugh, it would just destroy you. But
and I love how it just like fills in with mud too. It just kind of like sinks into it.
Yeah, and you think that this is it, man. You think that she actually beat the curse. You'd have no reason. Well, you do have a little bit of reason to think that, because there was a slight mishap in Justin Long's car where things may have gotten switched up. But she's in high spirits. It's the next day. She figures everything is good to go because she's still alive. She's still there. And they're about to get on a train to go to the lake house, right? That's what they were doing. Going to his fancy ass lake house. The chateau on the lake.
The chateau. That's good word.
But unfortunately, when he finally like meets up with her, she's like, oh, that's a nice new jacket that you got. That's too bad. I found this in my car. She's like, what? And it's the fucking button. She actually gave Miss Ganush the coin that Justin Long was gifted in the beginning of the movie, which was just something for his coin collection. And unfortunately for her, her time is up. And this is a fucked up scene. Like this, to think about this happening to somebody or happening to yourself is like twisted.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild, right?
Yeah, extremely.
She's terrified. And in her terrified panic, she falls into the oncoming
tracks.
subway, train depot or whatever.
And this is the end of Christine.
Oh, God, no!
Justin Long's worried about the train hitting her. But,
At least this one is
yeah, but unfortunately, the ground opens up with this, like, fiery fucking pit, and these hands start pulling her down, and Justin Long sees this happening. He's, like, having a fucking... He's shocked right now. But, as she's being
How do you
like,
recover from that?
but as she's being taken down, you could see like her face becomes more and more skeleton-like and gaunt and shit. Like the
Burnt
life
out.
is, yeah, the life is being sucked out of her body, and you see like in his eyes, he has no idea like what the fuck is happening. He is
He's just
shocked.
holding that button like, what the fuck was with this button?
yeah, and that's it. She's gone. He's alone. Drag me to hell, man. I love a
So-
downer ending. I love it.
Why
Love
do you
it.
not give it? Or I mean, okay, at the time she didn't understand that it was not the button that she had in the envelope. She didn't realize it was the coin. But still, why would you not give it to the work guy?
Because I guess like
That-
even though he was a
That dude
piece of
fucked you over and over and over.
well,
I'm
here's
sorry, dude. I'm
here's
giving
the
it
whole
to that motherfucker.
here's the whole thing, right? Here's the whole thing. The crime did not fit the punishment here. She did not deserve to be banished. It was of, I mean, granted, she was kind of like shitty for not like saying, you know what, like this person's gonna go homeless if I don't like give her the fucking extension. Like
Yeah,
screw
yeah.
the fucking job. Like it's the right thing to do. She could have did that, but instead she chose to try to advance her career. She was slightly selfish there, which, you know, whatever. That's it. That's
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way the corporate world works. But she has to pay for this. But I feel like she is just like fucked over by this fucking gypsy woman. Like, do you really deserve to go to hell over that? Like, not really.
Well, no, but I mean, at the same token, like I don't know, like I
Like,
felt
dude-
like she was a better person than whatever. What was his name, Gus or whatever?
Stu?
Stu, yeah, like
Yeah.
she was a better person than Stu. Like Stu is like just an inherently a douchebag who was like stealing from her desk to screw her over out of her job and shit like that. Like this dude was making her life a living hell. So like, cool, dude, like go to hell. Like that's kind of like
I don't know, man. I just feel like to fucking damn somebody to eternal torture and all that
okay, so
shit.
this is what you do. This is what you do, right? You make him, like she said, I'm gonna give you this fucking thing, and you're accepting it as a fucking gift from me to you. It's your property. Do that whole spiel, right? Once he's like, yeah, fine, he takes it. Afterwards, and I'll be like, look, it's got a fucking curse on it. A demon's gonna come for you, unless you fucking give it to somebody else. Good luck, bro. Then you're like, okay, like, look, I did my part. Like, yeah, you're a cocksucker, but like, I told you what was up, so you can figure it out from here. My hands are clean at this point. That's how I would feel about it.
Like, do you go like try to like pass it off to like a prison guard to give to like some fucking, you know, lowest of the low?
But the problem being is that he'd have to accept it as a gift, and then he would have to give it as a gift to the fucking inmate because like it has to be direct transfer. You know, she had to make a formal gift of it to
Well,
somebody.
that would be easy, man. Just go like fucking hand it off. Here you go, man. This is a formal gift to you, and then like just fucking be like, see ya.
Yeah, deuces.
I don't know, man. What like well in Thinner, he like has to make the pie, and like he ends up feeding it to the fucking wife, and like the kid ends up having it too, and all that shit. So like it seems like you never really could win. You know, like there's really like to these like gypsy curses, like there's no way out, no matter what.
Even if you think there is, the loopholes will pull you back or whatever.
Like things are set in motion and they have to complete. It doesn't necessarily have to be with you, but like the whole thing has to.
It makes me want more of these kind of movies. To be honest with you, it's a great premise. It's a great like building block for like, you know, curses in general are like just cool fucking story building tools. You know, you can have so many different things happen to somebody based off of this one curse that it kind of like not writes itself. It's got to be good, but like there's already a story built in behind that. You know,
I agree with that. I feel like there's not enough like curse movies out there, especially ones like this. There's things that kind of like skirt the line. Like I guess technically like Soul of the Demon is like a curse film. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
it's also like
Evil Dead.
not like-
Is Evil Dead considered a curse film or not really?
Oh man. It's I mean there is a curse I guess that happens to the land, right? It's like the land itself is now inherently evil and stuff, so I guess that would be considered.
I don't know, but like
Curse.
I think straight up fucking things like this, like like gypsy horror. I don't even
Right,
think you could
this is
say
what I'm
gypsy. I
saying,
don't even think you
like-
could say gypsy anymore, are you? All right, isn't that like considered like
Are we? Oh shit!
No, I don't know I don't know, but like I like this
I have
as a
like
genre.
Romanian heritage in my. If that makes any difference, we're gonna pass on.
There's a ton of great curse films from the 80s in Hong Kong. Brendan Timmons, Black Magic films.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Check that out.
Yeah, we gotta start looking into some stuff like that because it really is kind of like an unexplored thing for us. Just like how we didn't know many like fucking good vampire movies until we started really like looking into it. I think this is gonna be something that we're gonna also look into. But you know, this also is Possession Month, so I like didn't want to call it Demonic December, but I guess I kind of had to.
Pigeonholed into it.
But I really do think that we should do another month like this, maybe like halfway through next year, and like let's dive into it and find some shit that maybe, you know,
Obscure.
Yeah, some more obscure stuff.
Then do it.
Yeah, like there's tons of like cursed object shit out there. We'll see. I'm 100% down to do that, and I think we're gonna. But Grizz, why don't you just give me your final thoughts on Drag Me to Hell before we wrap it up?
I mean, it's everything that I wanted it to be when I saw it in theaters in 2009. It's watching it now, it holds up everything that I want it to be now. It's a perfect Sam Raimi horror film within it like you said, it doesn't completely just like bite Evil Dead or anything like that. It's its own story. It's its own characters. It's got its own vibe to it, its own look.
You can just tell it's him.
It's perfect in my opinion. This is a great fucking movie.
It's a great modern horror movie. This is something you could show to pretty much anybody. I don't think it might scare your kids, but it's not like there's
a lot
no
of people out.
There's no nudity. There's no real like gore in it. It's all goo and shit like that. Like it's all disgusting
Very
stuff.
gaggy.
Yeah. Brendan Timmons says y'all should see Red Spells Spell Red. It's Evil Dead and Cannibal Holocaust combined, set in Thailand.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man,
into that.
yeah, fuck yeah! I gotta
Great.
write that one down. But Grizz, it's time that we get dragged into the wide world of metal hell, I guess.
I love that we're already fucking laughing because it's probably based on the title of this fucking album.
Grizz, what did we listen to this week?
We are bringing you a newer album from the band Scab Hag, which right off the jump, the fucking band name fucking
Bag.
rules. You guys rule. Great fucking name.
Yes.
And to follow it up with an even better album name, this album is called Wading Through Mephetic Filth. Such a fucking great death
See,
metal.
that
album
sounds
name.
like a Magic the Gathering card.
Dude, it literally fucking does sound like a Magic.
I'm in, man.
Gathering.
What
Full fucking
genre?
circle.
What genre would you say this band is?
I mean, this harkens back to old school death metal. I would just consider it death metal. You know, it's at its core. This is perfect death metal. It's got all the elements of like the groove, the vocal style, but it's still got some originality to it. It's not just like boring, cookie cutter stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it sounds like, to me at least, like, because I didn't know if this is like an actual genre. You know how I am with this newfangled stuff. It has like a little taste of like brutal death. It has almost like that modern, like I'm not gonna say deathcore, but like that real like heavy, chugging riff type thing with a down-tuned guitar. And it has like just, like you said, like old school death metal type shit. I was really, really into this album. We were actually going to originally do this last week, but we moved it to this week. And I listened to it and I was like, shit, man, this is right up my alley.
I knew
You're
it was
going to
be
see.
too. When I found it. I was like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, you're going to see that there's actually a cover, and it's done by possibly our favorite band, as if there was a band that we could say is like the Bad Taste Video band, it would be Mortician. Yeah. So there is. We'll get to that, but let's play a clip of the first one we have here, Vivisection, right?
Yeah, great song name. This really displays kind of their originality a little bit too, and how they write these songs.
It's got like the tuba. The vocalist is awesome.
That delivery on that hit with that fucking snare.
Yeah.
Love a good fucking upbeat fucking. Dude, that just sounds so fun.
Everything has like a groove to it, right? Like it all flows really well into each other. It's fucking heavy as shit. This vocalist, seriously, I can't get over it. One thing I gotta say, I love that snare drum sound.
Yeah, that's so poppy. It's got a nice snap to it too. And
Yeah.
like he just did that part where like the vocals were like mimicking that fucking snare hit, and it's something that you'd see a lot with like old Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where they do things like that. And I am so happy to hear like a newer band like pulling back that same technique and delivering it so well, because that just felt like an old fucking Corpse song, dude.
Well, there's something about like dudes that could sing like that and actually like keep up with the pace of the song. And it's not just a long growl and everything. Like you can actually get fucking like multiple words out quickly in the fucking growl. Like that's awesome. That's like a real like that separates you from a lot of other people.
I think that he was like fucking like hitting those vocals.
I couldn't do
on,
that.
Like 16th.
I could not do that. And to do it like that cleanly and clearly, man, this album fucking rules.
Fucking snare rules for sure, dude. That's like one of the best parts of this fucking album. The production is phenomenal.
That was going to be my next thing. That like this has that like fucking low end to it with the heavy guitars, heavy bass, the snare like super snappy. The drums don't get drowned out by everything. The vocals are there like an instrument. It like sits on top very nicely, but it blends very well. They did, however, do a cover of Mortician's Zombie Apocalypse, and this dude kills it on vocals.
Sounds
Absolutely fucking kills it. A little faster, all right?
Spread it up, yeah, maybe a little. The vocals was really excessive stuff. I like love hearing Mortician songs with real drummers.
Well, they have a drummer once in a while. I think they're currently touring with one.
Are they currently recording one? See, all the good shit's with the fucking drum machine. So.
My buddy saw them not too long ago, and I think they actually had a drummer. Like I think now they have somebody.
To be touring with a drummer now at this point, like for sure.
I love
not just
that.
Will in his fucking basement making fucking albums anymore.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, so everybody knows that I used to do like the what the fuck did I call it?
Meat grinder?
The meat grinder shit on this, where I do like a fucking grindcore song or something, or like a brutal death song every episode for the song that we were for the movie we were doing. And back then I like invested no money in my fucking equipment or anything like that. I was pretty bare bones. So when you buy, say, like drum loops of any sort that you're going to use with a MIDI controller or whatever, they're separated by beats per minute. So you have to, if you want it to sound quote unquote correct, if your song is 120 beats per minute, you're going to use these loops that are 120 beats per minute. But if you say like you crank this motherfucker, like the beats per minute of your song to like 220, and you use things that are like, you don't use a 220 beat per minute beat. You use one that's
186.
You use a slower one, and it gives it the brutal death fucking like that digital drum machine, which I fucking love. It's funny because now I can barely replicate that correctly anymore with like my full fucking setup. But these dudes with this fucking like drum sound, this drummer and everything, they nail this fucking Mortician sound. Like, great. It's great. I love it.
I would love for them to like just cover like Hacked Up for Barbecue or something like that. Like, give me that album like in its entirety, like just covered by this band. It would sound awesome.
Is that your favorite? You Hacked Up for Barbecue?
Hacked Up is probably, yeah. I mean, what would be your go-to?
Man, I'm a House by the Cemetery guy.
I don't blame you. It's such a toss-up, but there's
shit.
Just I don't know, man. Hacked Up's always been my go-to. I love that artwork. I think it was the artwork that sold me first.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, this is it, man.
I think House by the Cemetery is just like the shit that like you put on your fucking Will Romer glasses. You hop on your Harley and ride into the fucking haunted desert. You know what I mean? To go.
That's the feeling, baby. I get it.
Yeah. So, Grizz, I gotta say, man, this is probably one of my favorite albums that we've covered in a while. I always say that week after week, but like this is legit.
But this one really
this is the
was
music
fucking
that
crushed.
this is the music I listen to. This is the music that I like pretty much fucking make. They do it a little bit less like genre based as I would. You know what I mean? They branch out a little bit. It's a good mix of everything. Fucking, it's got groove to it. Everything flows nicely. Only like, what is it, 8 songs, 24 minutes, something like that, 26 minutes, somewhere around there.
Listen to.
It's on
quick in and
YouTube.
out.
On YouTube,
it's just
on
under
Spotify.
25 minutes. So
Yeah.
Bandcamp, Scab Hag, YouTube Scab Hag, the whole album's on there. Spotify.
This shit rips, man. I like this stuff.
Definitely check out their Bandcamp. They got a lot of cool merch and shit like that too. And the band looks fucking awesome. Bunch of fucking dudes with mullets and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. Where are they from? Where are they from? You know?
I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. To be
I
honest
hope
with
it's
you,
Florida.
so.
I hope it's fucking Florida.
I do it honestly without you even saying that. I wanted to be like, it's probably Florida. So.
Nice. My man. So Grizz, I think that just about wraps it up. Next week on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@badtastevideopodcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be watching, well, we're not watching, we'll watch it before. We'll be covering Beyond the Door, an Exorcist knockoff that really doesn't feel like a knockoff. Like it's a fucking awesome. I think it's awesome. I love the movie.
Yep.
We'll see if you like it.
You like Exorcist?
Do I like The Exorcist? I could watch it. It's something that like I'll watch once every couple years, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's good. I'm not gonna be like a fucking like an edgelord and say it sucks or anything. Yeah, it's a solid movie. Beyond the Door, you know me with the Italian shit. What did I tell you before? It's like a real movie, dude. It's not, it's not. I don't think it's like a real
That was your
movie.
selling point.
Yeah. So Beyond the Door, man, next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel. So Grizz, where could they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Kane_enabler.
And you could find me at Bad Taste Video, and you can find everything we do at www.badtastevideo.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/@badtastevideopodcast. We have a Patreon. We put shit up there that sometimes you can't find on the internet. Sometimes we may get sued for it. Brendan Timmons, we will be doing the Song of Solomon. I actually bought the Blu-ray DVD, in preparation. Fucking, I think Vinegar Syndrome I got that from. Unearthed Films is awesome. They just put out some Christmas shit, didn't they? They put out like some Christmas movie.
Oh, dude, I picked up a Christmas movie.
Oh.
Well, I can't remember the name of it now. It's sitting out there on my shelf, but it's like a horror movie from IFC Films.
Really?
I think it's called Claws, but it's like a horror fucking Christmas movie. So I'll do like a mini review of that.
Oh, cool.
It can't be fun, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's a sleeper, dude. I paid $1 for it. So
there you go. We didn't want to really do like a Christmas centered movie because I feel like we kind of covered all the good ones already. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to force us to have like a hard watch, even though I do like fucking Santa's Sleigh, but I'm not gonna make you watch that. I want that to be a fun episode. So that's gonna be it's gonna be our Song of Solomon episode. Maybe we could see. I don't think he'll do it, but maybe I'll try to get the Hog to come on for that.
Oh, that'll be fun. Him watching that shit would fucking crack me up, dude.
But Grizz, is there anything else you would like to say, or is it gonna?
Thank you, everybody.
It's gonna come up after the fact.
Oh, it always comes up after the fact. But now, just thank you, everybody. You guys fucking rule. The guys in the chat that come all the time and make this a lot of fun for us while we're doing it live. You can come check it out every night or every Tuesday night. Every night, fucking
yeah. Well, you can if you go on our YouTube channel. You can watch old episodes. Everything's on there.
Episodes, maybe every night.
Yep. You can also find the podcast on all podcast networks or whatnot. But come watch the YouTube channel because you actually get to see the clips we're talking about. We also did not get kicked off this week, which is very promising. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we'll see you next week with Beyond the Door.